Ukraine's war has turned white for the fourth time. The snow will go, but life remains bleak for those living along the front line. The conflict has also created new heroes. People like Sergei Kosyak, a Protestant pastor. This was him in 2014, when he was detained and beaten by rebels backed by Russia, as they took control of parts of eastern Ukraine. The rebels accused me of being an enemy of the people, he tells me. Sergei turned out to be anything but, dedicating himself to helping others. 3 years ago, the Polushko family had to flee their homes in the east, as fighting intensified around them. It's still too much for Mum Yulia to talk about. Her husband Vanya says they drove terrified along empty roads, fearful of snipers, before arriving, weeping, in government territory with nothing. Sergei came to their rescue with clothes, nappies and food, she says. The Polushko's story has been repeated countless times, with Sergei using funds raised on social media and his own money to pay for transport and shelter, so thousands of people could escape the war zone. We travel on with Sergei to the frontline town of Marinka. Ukraine's soldiers once relied on donations from the public. Sergei has been given biscuits to deliver.
The rebel held positions are just about 100 metres that way. You can hear there's the crackle of small arms fire. Front line hasn't moved much here in the last couple of years, but this isn't a frozen conflict. People are still being killed here on a quite regular basis.
When the situation calms down, the biscuits are handed over. The recipient, a soldier called Jan, tells us he's still hoping that Donald Trump will solve the problems here. War has stripped eastern Ukraine of its jobs and its young people. The old and the vulnerable have been left behind. People like Sergei Nikolaevich. He's known as the Professor because he was once a chemistry teacher. He takes Sergei to his home. It's been damaged in the fighting and is now open to the freezing weather. It's a mess. Each night, the professor sleeps surrounded by rubbish, clutching his little white cat.
She knows all the places and where to catch the mice. and even the rats even.
Sergei now divides his time between his young family in Germany and what he sees as his calling in Ukraine.
It's in my nature to support these people. It drives me from deep inside. I feel a sense of responsibility.
Ukraine's war at times seems intractable, but it's not without its moments of hope. As we leave the front line, Sergei is on the phone, trying to arrange a warm bed for the freezing professor. Jonah Fisher, BBC News, Eastern Ukraine.